Welcome to Unveiling Your Numerology with me, Melissa Kendall. Let's get unveiled. So today I'm going to take a look at what the numbers actually mean. What's the story of the numbers? How do they get their meaning? We're going to take a look at that right now.
When one became two.
Now, after all this time of one being alone, it starts to finally reflect. It could even be like the reflection of a mirror or seeing itself in a pond or self-discovery within itself that it can go outside of itself. But one starts to realize that it's actually alone because there's potential for there to be more of itself or more beings. Number two is the baby. Baby recognizes mom and starts to go through this attachment phase that if mom isn't nearby, baby's gonna freak out because it needs that reassurance that it's not alone, that it's not abandoned, and that its needs will be taken care of through another, that it can be valued. With the baby mother relationship, all of a sudden mom is like the baby's world, and I don't really care about other people, but I need mom. Mom is my security. Without mom, I am alone and I'm freaking out. So mom has to be near or baby goes to panic. Number two is the embodiment of the pair, the partner, the marriage, the coming together. In a way, it's where the duality of light and dark becomes noticed and you develop emotion, where instead of just the mental discovery and touch, taste, feel of the world without fully comprehending and understanding with a one, a two starts to emotionally attach likes and dislikes to the world and starts to develop more of an opinion on what it values and doesn't value. Number two is also with Adam. It's when Adam received Eve. He was alone because he realized there was potential for something that can relate to him or something bigger than him outside of him. Eve, that partner, there's that marriage, that coming together. So wherever a two is, that influence is that pink. It's that love. It's the Valentine's, which is funny because it's not Valentine's Day in February, the second month of the year. They also are very balanced, light and dark. Justice, it becomes something very real to them and a priority in their life. So they need the scales balanced in the good and the bad, the light and the darkness, because the shadow of one is like that slender little piece that doesn't leave a big shadow. But when it's two, it's kind of got that blockade when the sun hits it. So then the shadow becomes very more noticeable, and two notices the shadow. It notices the dark. It's an emotional number where it's identified. Ooh, I feel this way. Oh, I feel this way. And so two really feels strongly attached to its emotional being and its intuition. It has this sixth sense that it will rely on quite a bit, and rightly so. Two is when, like, the cavemen learned that things go together. Fire that they created, and then understanding what foods are edible and not edible, they finally learned to cook. So they learned that we can heat things up and give taste and flavor to things. So two has this way of taking unrelatable things and putting them together. In like diplomacy, a person with the number two will be able to look at people with opposing views and see how they relate. It actually says, okay, well, this is the head of the coin and this is the tail of the coin, but it's a coin, so you guys just get along. So two has this way of perspective to go beyond what's presented to them and being blocked by that, and actually see what's presented but from many views and put them together in a way that brings cohesion to understand that it's the same picture, just different parts of it. Two is very diplomatic. It definitely sees more than just one point of view.
Now let's look at the shape of the number two. Here we see how two is flexible in its mental capacity. Where the one neck reaches into the sky but looks around, the two bows at the top, giving a rounded, flexible nature. The base of the two is wide, flat, and stable, which allows it to be a very grounded number. Here we can see how two brings two opposing factors into light of being the same thing. The grounded bottom left of 2 is connecting to the mental right side of the 2. The slash of the 2 shows how it can bring two opposing factors together. It shows that it's balanced. The positive side of 2 is diplomatic. It's the peacemaker, the mediator. It is very understanding, empathetic, and considerate. It will cooperate, and it is just. It's unifying, adaptable. 2 is sensitive, emotional, and harmonious. It is partnering. 2 is the number of rhythm. The shadow side of 2 is shy, nervous. It's the pushover, the self-doubter, people pleaser. 2 can get resentful, be passive-aggressive, indecisive. It faces discontent. It can be too dependent, easily manipulated, have a lack of confidence. 2 can also be manipulative, overly emotional. 2 may face depression. If you enjoyed this video, the story of 2 in the Understanding the Numbers series, don't forget to watch the next video, the story of 3.